Hey guys, what's going on? Jeb here, and in today's video, we're going to be doing a little bit of technical analysis on Bitcoin and the cryptocurrency markets, and more specifically, we're going to be doing some technical analysis on Bitcoin to determine where Bitcoin is going to be moving here over the next couple of days, because Bitcoin just a few days ago broke very bearish below support at around $3,960, and at the time of recording this video is trading at exactly $3,800. And in fact, I'm not totally convinced that that is the absolute bottom, because as we're going to see in today's video, there are a lot of technicals pointing bearish for Bitcoin. I'm going to be laying them out in today's video and talking about them and weighing the bullish scenario with the bearish scenario to try and get an idea of which one is more likely to play out coming here over the next couple of days and on perhaps into the next week. Following that, we have some news coming out of Coinbase, because Coinbase Pro is now going to be listing XRP. Now, I know XRP fans have been wanting this for a very long time, and it seems you are finally getting it. We're going to be discussing that later on in today's video, so if you guys enjoyed today's video, definitely consider dropping a like, hitting that subscribe button, and smashing the notification bell, guys. It does help out the channel if you do it, and I would be appreciative if you did it. But without much further ado, let's go ahead and get right into it. As you can see, for the duration of this video, Bitcoin has dropped about 1 penny in valuation, but Bitcoin has dropped quite a bit more than that over the last couple of days. We saw this massive red candlestick. Bitcoin is down around 9 to 10% from where it was trading back over here on February the 23rd, when Bitcoin initially broke resistance around $4,000. Now, we're going to go ahead and jump on over to Coinmarketcap. I'm going to close that. We're going to jump on over to Coinmarketcap and do our TA over here. And then we're going to get back onto the chart, because I do want to show you guys a lot of technical indicators that you may not have seen in your own technical analysis. Let's go ahead and give the page a refresh here. And we can see that over the last 24 hours, Bitcoin is up all of 15%, 0.15%. Not a very big day for the cryptocurrency market, to be totally honest. We're looking at a lot of sideways trading. Now, that being said, XRP is doing rather well. We're looking at a 5% green day. A lot of that is most likely, I was trying to say most and more, is most likely coming from the news from Coinbase Pro. As you can see, we have a tweet here that we'll be reading in a little while. But overall, the market is rather split. We see a lot of green and we see a lot of red. We don't see very severe red or green in either direction. Engine Coin has had some news come out that I'm not going to have time to cover in today's video, but because of that, it is up around 102%. I do recommend you guys go check that out on your own. I do not have time to get to that in this video, because this video is going to be long enough, and you guys know I can only talk so fast. Or at least, that's what you guys think. Anyway, Basic Attention Token is up 26%. Loom Network is up 17%. ELF, I love that name, is up 14%. And Icon is doing rather well. I've had a lot of you guys in the comment section talking about how much you like Icon. And I would be one of those who agree with you, because I've actually had a long-term position in Icon for close to, how long has it been? It's been almost a year now. It's probably been about 10 months I've had a position in Icon that I'm holding on to. So I'm a big fan of Icon as well. I do think ICX is going to do great things, especially when the next bull market comes and we see more valuation start pouring back into the space. ICX was up in the top 20 at one point and has slid down to number 39, but I still do believe it's a good project to be looking out for during the next bull run. But anyway, as we can see here, overall, the market is green. We do see more green than red, but there is quite enough red, and many of these cryptocurrencies that are in the red are in the top 10. As we can see, Ethereum is red, EOS is red, Bitcoin Cash is red as always, and we also see a lot of other cryptocurrencies like Tether being in the red, but that one doesn't really count. Anyway, I just threw shade at everybody who loves Bitcoin Cash. It was only a joke. Don't hang me in the comments. It was just a joke, okay? I can't have fun on this channel. Anyway, let's go ahead and get on with the technical analysis. And the first thing I want to point out is, as we can see, Bitcoin has moved up $15 over the last couple of minutes that we've been discussing Bitcoin here in this video. And I have to start putting this at the beginning of every video, because some people say, oh, well, Jeb, you said that this was more likely going to happen, and then the other thing happened. Guys, I'm not dealing in absolutes when I say which direction I think the market is going to go. I try to make that abundantly clear for you guys. But sometimes people still don't understand that when you say which direction you think the market is going to go, it's not a definite. It's a definite maybe is what it is. It's a definite maybe. It's a definite maybe that Bitcoin is going to break bearish, but it's also a definite maybe that Bitcoin is going to break bullish. It's very important that you understand that no technical analyst, not me, not any other YouTuber, none of my compatriots, none of my comrades here on YouTube, none of them, no one can predict what the market is going to do with 100% accuracy. What you can do is look at the technical analysis, read what it is telling you, and then use that technical analysis to get some kind of idea of what the market is going to do based off of historical precedent. So sometimes what the market says it's going to do and what the market actually does don't line up. So you guys have to be careful about hanging technical analysis technical analysts for saying that the market's going to do one thing when the market does something else, because a lot of times when a technical analyst says that something is going to happen, they say it's going to happen because that's what the technicals are telling them, and sometimes it's not their fault, it's the fact that the market didn't follow the technicals. And I'm not saying that just to cover my own self, because I see a lot of people bashing me and many other people in the comment section and many other technical analysts. And guys, I have skin made of like 10-inch thick steel. I don't care. I'm saying this mainly for you guys, because if you go and you start criticizing people so much that say something is going to happen, more than likely going to happen, and then it doesn't happen and something else happens, then if you have that same kind of mindset and you apply it to your own technical analysis, then you're going to end up beating yourself up, and it's going to make you a worse technical analyst as well. So I wanted to point that out, since we're talking about a potential bearish scenario here in Bitcoin. Even though Bitcoin has rallied $10 since the beginning of this video, one, that's a very small move that is largely insignificant, but also, even if all the technicals are pointing bearish, Bitcoin can still break bullish. That's why I always say you want to be prepared for both scenarios. Now, with all of that out of the way, let's go ahead and get on into the technical analysis. We're going to be looking at 3 different time frames today. We're going to be looking at the hourly chart, the 4-hourly chart, and the daily chart, and we're going to be looking at our oscillators down here, as well as some chart formations. Out here on the hourly chart, we can see that Bitcoin's little bear flag has continued to expand. It's a little bigger now. You could almost draw this as a wedge. I certainly am seeing an uptrend right here. If we come and bring our line tool out here, then we can see an uptrend right here. You could also kind of draw an uptrend right here, and this is basically an ascending flag. That's what that would be called. And a lot of times something like this is going to break bearish, guys. A lot of times a flag, no matter which direction it's pointing, is going to break bearish if it is following a bearish trend. We see that Bitcoin had broken bearish. We're in a bit of a flag here, kind of a bugle-looking thing, some kind of trumpet. Looks like a musical instrument. And it's more than likely that Bitcoin is going to break bearish here. It's more than likely that Bitcoin is going to fall. Now, of course, we don't want to do our technical analyst and make our predictions based off of only one chart formation or only one technical indicator or oscillator. So I have many more to show you in today's video. But I also want to remind you guys that no matter what the technicals say, Bitcoin sometimes does have a mind of its own, and sometimes it does get manipulated. So sometimes technical analysis isn't going to work 100% of the time. But that's okay, because it still does work the vast majority of the time. Anyway, let's go ahead and start looking at our oscillators, and I want to show you something. If we look here on the hourly chart, we can see that Bitcoin has just broken bullish on the MACD, and we would expect that to happen because Bitcoin has been rallying a little bit. That being said, if we come out here to the 4-hourly chart, we're going to see that Bitcoin is rather bearish. Now, of course, we expected Bitcoin to break bearish after this massive red candlestick. If you guys have gone through the Cryptocurrency Technical Analysis Academy and watched our in-depth video on the MACD, then you will know that the severity of the move will have a major impact on what the MACD does. The fact that this was an 11% move is going to make the MACD go much more bearish than if this was a 3% move. So the fact that Bitcoin broke very bearish does mean that the MACD is going to go very bearish as well. Now, with that said, we do see that there's a potential bullish cross coming in the MACD in the next couple of days. Whether or not that's going to play out, I would be hesitant to make a prediction on that right now, because overall the market does still look bearish, so a bullish cross on the MACD would be a little bit strange. With that said, let's go ahead out here to the daily chart. And we're going to see that the MACD on the daily chart is about to break bearish. We see the MACD line is about to cross below the signal line in the next couple of days. And interestingly enough, that lines up with another thing that we talk about in the Cryptocurrency Technical Analysis Academy, linked in the description. We talk about the Heikin Ashi and we talk about the MACD. Now, I'm not going to get too in-depth in this. I go in a lot of detail on this in that video. But here we see that Bitcoin has turned red over the last 3 days, and we also see that there is a MACD cross coming on the, there is a cross coming on the MACD, excuse me, a bearish MACD cross coming. And normally when you see red on the Heikin Ashi chart, now remember, on the Heikin Ashi candlesticks, remember that's just a type of candlestick. I'm not getting into how Heikin Ashi is calculated today. We talk about that in the course. I'm not getting into that, but if we look at Heikin Ashi and we see that Heikin Ashi is red and it lines up with a bearish MACD cross, that is almost always going to be a sign of a major trend reversal. We saw something like this happen more recently when Bitcoin turned bullish back over here, and then Bitcoin turned green around the same time on the chart back over here. And if we look back on into 2018, and then we're going to see many, many times that Bitcoin would turn bullish, followed by a bullish MACD cross, and it resulted in a trend reversal. Here's the first one that comes to mind. We see that Bitcoin was going green, and then we also saw that there was a bullish MACD cross down here. If you can't see that, we'll go ahead and prop it up. You can see there was a bullish MACD cross. Things were so much simpler back in 2018 because we were in the rallies and downtrends. I really do wish that would come back. But either way, I did want to point that out to you guys because it is very likely that we're going to see some kind of bearish cross on the daily chart. And you have to realize that things that happen on the daily chart oftentimes will override things that happen on the 4-hourly or the hourly chart, which is why even when I'm doing short-term technical analysis, I try to keep an eye on the long-term because the short-term and the long-term will affect each other. If you have a short-term level of support and you think that you're going to hold that, but there is a really strong long-term downtrending resistance level that's about to push you through that level of support that shows up on the monthly chart, then you're probably going to respect the longer-term the longer-term downtrend of resistance rather than the short-term level of support. With all that said, I want to jump into the shorts and the longs, and we're going to get onto the news. But a good way to actually look at the shorts and the longs is with the Heikin-Ashi chart, because it actually goes ahead and smooths out a lot of the price action that you see. As we can see, this is the longs chart with Heikin-Ashi on the 4-hour, and if we didn't have this on, the longs chart looks something like this. And it looks a little bit more janky, so we're actually going to look at the Heikin-Ashi chart here. As we can see, over the last couple of days, longs have been over the last several hours, really, longs have been declining. This is the 4-hourly chart. If we look at the daily chart, we'll see that longs went and jumped off the metaphorical cliff, as I used to say so much, when Bitcoin crashed. And we kind of expected that some kind of Bitcoin retracement was going to come from the fact that Bitcoin's longs were so high. Now, an interesting thing to go along with that is that Bitcoin's shorts have been dropping also over the last several weeks. In accordance with the increasing price action on Bitcoin, shorts have been going down. Now, that's really interesting because when Bitcoin longs are going up, a lot of times you expect bearishness to come because you counter trade the longs. But interestingly enough, you would normally do the same thing with shorts. But it just so happens that they're both moving in the same direction. What I think is happening here is that the people that are longing Bitcoin at the moment are the people that are expecting a bull market to start in the next couple of days, that are expecting a bull market to start maybe in March, that are over exuberant on the market, and they were longing Bitcoin. And they were very excited for Bitcoin. And I think a lot of them are probably not so excited anymore, unfortunately. And I think the shorters might be the ones that are correct here, because even though the shorts are going down, it seems that they aren't going down as much, partially because they didn't have as many shorts to start with, but also partially because it seems that the market is more red at the moment than it was just, it seems that the market is quite a bit more bearish now than it was just a few days ago. Anyway, guys, there's a lot more technical analysis that I can show you guys. There are some things that I will show you on the moving averages before we wrap this part of the video up. I'll go ahead and show you this. We're looking at a lot of support on Bitcoin actually right now with our moving averages, so I did want to bring this up. We got to make sure we look at both sides of the case. We see that the 100 daily moving average is crossing down here. We are well and truly above the 100 daily moving average. We're above the 20 and we're above the 50. Those things are bullish. I do like to see that Bitcoin is trading above those, but I do want to show you guys something. And that is back over here in 2018, every time Bitcoin got above this gray moving average, this one right here, that would be the 100 daily moving average. Every time Bitcoin got above that, as you can see, a crash was coming, and Bitcoin just got above that moving average a couple days ago. So unless there's a major shift in market structure, which is also something we talk about in the course, unless there's a major shift in market structure, then we're probably going to see some kind of reduction in price action. Now, with that said, we also see that Bitcoin is trading basically pretty close to the floor, around $3,000 to $3,200. So it's not incredibly likely that Bitcoin is going to go back below this level since the 100 moving average is continuing to trend downwards, but it is something that you want to look out for. Anyway, with all that said, let's go ahead and jump on into the the news for today's video. We've already done the technical analysis. If you guys want some more technical analysis, definitely consider hitting that subscribe button because there will be some going out tomorrow and every day in the future. But now we have to talk about some fundamentals and some news. I know a lot of you guys are big fans of XRP for a good reason. I mean, XRP is the number 2, number 3 cryptocurrency, depending on what day you're looking at it. Now, I have my own opinions about XRP that I'm not going to get into in today's video. My name is Gloria Borger, after all. But I do want to talk about this because this is major. A lot of people have been bashing A lot of people have been bashing Coinbase for a very long time for not having XRP listed on Coinbase, considering XRP is the number 2, number 3 cryptocurrency, whatever ranking it is at the time. It is a major cryptocurrency. And despite what you may think about XRP, and despite what I think about XRP, XRP does have the potential to grow into a major business, and XRP and Ripple behind it does have the potential to really do a lot in the fintech sector, and it really does. It's a big company. It's a big deal. It's a big cryptocurrency, and it's kind of not surprising that Coinbase did go ahead and eventually list this, considering Coinbase has been considering listing cryptocurrencies as far down on the list as basic attention token, and, well, not so much anymore, but at one point Stellar was very low on the list. Anyway, let's go ahead and read here. Coinbase has just announced they're listing Ripple after the Silicon Valley-based crypto exchange and broker tried to hold off from doing so, going so far as to publish a listing framework that seemingly precluded XRP. Now, there's a lot of drama, there's a lot of history that goes on here, but I'm going to sum it all up in a couple of words. Well, actually, I'm not going to sum it all up. I'm going to give you some of the background on this because this is a really complicated story that we don't have time to get into in full in today's video. But one of the reasons Coinbase was worried about listing XRP is the concern that XRP would eventually be labeled a security and Coinbase would have to remove it or worse. That was one of the concerns. They had several other concerns. Like I say, we're not going to get into all of them today, but I'm not just going to go ahead and bash Coinbase straight up for having some kind of anti-XRP bias. They did have seemingly some valid reasons for being careful about listing XRP. But nevertheless, it seems that those reasons are either alleviated or they just don't care anymore because XRP is coming to Coinbase Pro. This is a tweet directly from @Coinbase Pro on Twitter with the blue check mark. That is the real Twitter. When XRP question mark now exclamation mark. XRP over USD, XRP over Euro, and XRP over BTC order books will soon enter transfer only mode, including inbound transfers of XRP in supported regions. Orders cannot be placed or filled. Order books will be in transfer only mode for a minimum of 12 hours. And this went up at 1 p.m. yesterday. And that is likely coming to an end relatively soon. Interestingly enough, Brian Armstrong, the CEO of Coinbase, this was pretty funny. The reaction of many was encapsulated by Brian Armstrong himself, Coinbase's founder and CEO, who had a quickly deleted tweet, which we managed to save, thank you trustnose.com, simply just laughed at the news with the crying emoji. That's pretty funny. I always like when CEOs have a sense of humor. This guy over here, Mr. Elon Musk over here, he's a good example of that. I really do admire a CEO or a higher up in a company, number 1, number 2, number 3, number 4, number 5 in a company, being able to have a sense of humor and bringing fun to their business, because business doesn't always have to just be about business. Business can be fun, and I do like to see that they're having fun with it. Anyway, it isn't clear whether alongside many others he was too surprised or whether he just thought the reaction would be funny. I think probably the latter, him being the CEO of Coinbase, he almost certainly knew that this was coming. If he didn't know this was coming, then I don't know, that's like the president not knowing we're going to war with Russia or something. I mean, I think that he would know about this. Anyway, I think we basically covered everything that we need to talk about here. There's a lot more that we can go into in this article. I do recommend you guys read this article in full. It's Coinbase lists XRP. You can find this in the Discord server under the hashtag Auto News, the Auto News channel, because we have a bot in there that actually automatically posts news. That's a really great place to go and find news, and I find some of the cryptocurrency news that I talk about here on the channel there because it's really useful for curating news. If you guys are interested in that, go ahead and join the Discord server. There's a link in the description. I think we're getting close to having 2,000 members, which is absolutely ridiculous and incredibly humbling, guys. You have no idea what that means to me, and I am so very thankful. Another thing that is coming up is the fact that we're actually going to soon be entering the territory of 18,000 subscribers, guys. This is ridiculous. Let me get this up for a second. Hang on one second. I gotta bring it up. I'm so happy. This is so cool. Guys, I am so humbled every single time I look at this. Check this out. We're about to hit 18,000 subscribers, and I don't have words. I'm trying to think of something. I mean, I'm a commentator. I make videos every day talking about something, but I don't even know what to say about this. I really do appreciate it, guys. Every single one of you who is watching this video have helped to change my life, and I hope that I'm able to help your life as well. Anyway, guys, I hope you did get some good value out of this video. If you did get good value out of this video, definitely consider dropping a like and hitting that subscribe button. And if you haven't already joined the Cryptocurrency Technical Analysis Academy, I don't know what you're doing. Everybody else already has. You're the only one left. If you want to join the Cryptocurrency Technical Analysis Academy and learn in depth all of the different technical analysis secrets that we talked about in today's video and many other things, I do highly recommend checking out the link in the description down below. I am very happy with the product, and the hundreds of people that have gone through it have also said the same. We've never had a single refund, even though the refund policy is very, very fair. You can check on the FAQs exactly what it is. I lay it out word for word. If you are ever curious about anything regarding the course, whether you're in the course or not in the course, you can feel free to email me at cryptojeb@gmail.com, or you can message me on Discord. You can leave it in the comments section. I'm always open to talking to you guys in the course or not in the course. Anyway, guys, that is basically going to do it for today's video. I do want to thank each and every single one of you for watching as always. God, it's good to be back. And I will see you guys in the next video. Peace.